With the COVID-19 vaccine coming out, there are a lot of questions that people may have regarding what it is, its safety, and its availability. With her experience as a PharmD and background in drug discovery and research, Dr. Levenia Baker is here to share some insight to answer these questions. Are the COVID vaccines being developed too quickly to be safe?
So normally vaccines and drugs can take years to get from the development stage out into the public. But because of the current circumstances and the fact that we are in a pandemic, the government created a program that is known as the Operation Warp Speed. And what this does is allow drug manufacturers, the pharmaceutical companies, and scientists to create a vaccine in warp speed, basically. Although this has been created in less than a year, it still has to follow the rigorous testing standards and other things that we employ to get drugs out into the market. So it still has to follow all of the FDA checkpoints and guidelines.
So how does the vaccine work?
So the COVID-19 mRNA vaccines give instructions for our cells to make a harmless piece of what is called the spike protein. This spike protein is actually an artificial part that resembles a piece of the virus that causes COVID-19. The body recognizes this as an intruder and then starts to make antibodies and mounts a defense against this intruder. I just want to reiterate, because this is artificially created, it can in no way, shape, or form cause you to get COVID-19.
Who should have this vaccination and who shouldn't have the vaccination?
So everyone who is able to should get the vaccine. Now, if you are allergic to the parts of the vaccine or have any reactions to any parts of the vaccine, then of course you shouldn't get the vaccine. But anyone else that is capable and can get the vaccine should get the vaccine. If you've had a severe allergic reaction to any vaccines in the past, or say you have a shellfish allergy or a peanut allergy, you can still get the vaccine. It only requires that you are monitored an extra 30 minutes to an hour just to make sure that the vaccine doesn't cause any reactions for you. But you can still get vaccinated if you've had allergic reactions to other vaccines or of other allergens in the past.
Does the COVID vaccine have any serious or long-term effects?
The only side effects that they've seen are the ones that are common when you get a vaccination. You might have a little injection site redness or soreness, or you might, feel a little tenderness in your arm. But again, these are normal parts of any type of injection, and so far studies and the research has shown that the vaccine is safe.
Can the COVID-19 vaccine change the body's own DNA?
No, this COVID-19 vaccine can absolutely not change the body's DNA. Because this is an mRNA vaccine, it does not enter the nucleus where our genetic information is stored. It is immediately broken down after the body creates the spike protein.
How about children? Is it safe for children to get the vaccine?
So right now, the vaccine has only been approved for children 16 and up, so 16 up until adulthood. Unfortunately, right now, anyone that's under 16 cannot get the vaccine. Those type of studies and safety studies are ongoing, so it could be as early as the beginning of 2021 or the middle of 2021, where we do have a vaccine for children. But as of right now, this vaccine is approved only for 16 and older.
How about pregnant or breastfeeding women? How about them?
So the CDC states that pregnant or breastfeeding women can choose to be vaccinated. In fact, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists recommend that pregnant women are vaccinated because pregnancy is a high risk for severe COVID, and in some cases have proven to be fatal for pregnant women. So they are recommending that pregnant women get vaccinated.
And how about people who have previously had COVID-19? Should they also get the vaccination?
Yes, people who have been infected with COVID-19 previously should still get vaccinated. And one of the major concerns is we don't know a lot about the immunity that is built from a coronavirus infection. So because this is a new disease and we're unsure, the CDC is still recommending that people who have had COVID-19 be vaccinated.
So I imagine then, since we're unsure of how long lasting the immunity is from individuals who have gotten the COVID already, that those who have received plasma treatment and the monoclonal antibody treatments are also in the category of getting the vaccine?
Yes, so people who have previously received monoclonal antibody treatment or even convalescent plasma treatment should still be vaccinated. However, there's a 90-day period because we don't want any interactions with what they've received in the past, any immune response reaction from the previous antibody or the plasma treatments. So the CDC recommends that the patients wait 90 days before they receive a COVID vaccination.
So should people still be wearing masks now that the vaccine's coming out and practice social distancing?
Yes. So as mentioned previously, unfortunately, because we don't know a lot about COVID-19 right now, and also because it's a relatively new disease, immunity takes a while to be built up, and also herd immunity. So we need to continue to wear our mask, and we need to continue to social distance until otherwise recommended by the CDC.
Do you want to just talk about the dosing? Is it a 1 or a 2-shot vaccine?
The COVID vaccines are a 2-dose series, and they are given 21 days apart. And it's very important that patients and members come back for their second dose. The major difference is, do you want to be half protected or do you want to be fully protected? While the first dose does offer some protection, it does not offer complete protection. So you may still be at risk for developing COVID-19 if you only have one shot of the vaccine. So it's very important that patients come back when they're due for the second vaccine.
So what about people who are experiencing symptoms of COVID-19 or they've been diagnosed with having the disease?
No, so the CDC does not recommend that people who are currently ill with COVID or who are showing symptoms of COVID get the vaccine. And that's because they are already in the process of mounting an immune response to that. So the CDC recommended guidelines is that you isolate for 10 days, wait until the virus passes, and then once you're free of symptoms from the virus, you can then get the vaccine. But again, because the CDC has created a list and prioritized healthcare workers and those who have serious illnesses and can have serious complications if they develop COVID, they are prioritized first. So people who have already had COVID-19 will be vaccinated last.
You mentioned earlier that for patients that had received plasma treatment or monoclonal antibody treatment, that they shouldn't get the vaccine until after waiting 90 days. Would that be true for patients who are getting the flu vaccine as well?
The flu vaccine and the COVID vaccine should never be administered together. What the CDC is recommending that you be vaccinated 14 days before or after if you plan on getting either of the shots. So if you got the flu shot, you need to wait 14 days before you can get the COVID shot. Or if you get the COVID vaccine, you need to wait 14 days after before you can get the flu shot. So as long as there's a 14-day difference in when you get each vaccine, it should be fine. And also keep in mind, because the COVID-19 is a 2-dose series, if you did get the COVID-19 vaccine, you need to wait 21 days for the second dose. And then after you get that second dose, you need to wait 14 days before you can get the flu vaccination.
So why is it important then to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
So obviously, whether or not a person chooses to get vaccinated is a personal choice. It's a family choice. And also it's an individual choice. However, I will tell you that COVID-19 has been particularly devastating to communities of color. In fact, African Americans are 3 times more likely to either be hospitalized or have serious complications from COVID-19. I understand as a healthcare provider, as a health equity advocate, and as a patient advocate, that it can be scary. This vaccine was created in a short amount of time, and there are a lot of unknowns. But you also have to look at the fact that there are a lot of unknowns if you were to contract COVID-19. COVID-19 has not affected everyone equally. Some people have experienced mild side effects, and some people have experienced severe side effects. So if you have a chance or an opportunity, this is the right time to do your part and not only help yourself, but also help those that are around you. I understand that there are a lot of unknowns about the vaccine, but there are a lot of unknowns about COVID-19. If you were to contract COVID-19, some cases have been mild, but there have been some cases that are severe. So I think that you should definitely take all of that into consideration when making your decision.
All right. Well, thank you, Levenia, for sharing this with us today and helping us understand a little bit more about what the COVID vaccine is and who it's best available for.
Thank you, Tim, for having me, and have a happy new year to everyone.